Hello, everybody, far and wide, and welcome to this forum that looks back in time. Courtesy of Casa D18 Studios, we hope you enjoy what's being called Throwback Thursday. Over the coming weeks, months, and hopefully years to come, we hope that you will enjoy us opening the vaults and archives to look back at some of the most unique content across all of our platforms, whether it's Casa D18 Studios, the Jeff Meacham Network, NoDQ.com, my Sybil YouTube channel, The Sybil Man's Brand, and of course, FTW Productions, hosted by James Hebert at jhebertside95. It basically is just going to offer you a ton of classic content. So with that being said, buckle up, have fun, take a seat, just enjoy life and enjoy wrestling, and enjoy what this Throwback Thursday has in store for you. And again, I hope that you stay tuned for many more that hopefully will come too.
And now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
It's out of my hands, but I'm still in control. It's out of my hands. You can never take away the power of my soul.
Scan the QR codes to see what's upcoming for FTW Productions and what's available on demand right now. Button Master Stable Wars entire playlist. AEW Revolution Go Home Week, Dynamite and Rampage watch parties. Mistress Audio Dramatic Readings featuring voice actors from Weymouth Youth Wrestling. Elimination Chamber Retrospective. WrestleMania Retros coming to the Wrestling Fortune 44 Incorporated channel. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order Let's Play series. WrestleMania 19 Revenge Mode Let's Play series. All of A Simple Man's Brand Simply Predicting panels. Both episodes of The Don DeMarco Show. AEW Spark, WWE Aftershock, every show week by week. The entirety of the NASCAR Thunder 2004 Let's Play series. AEW Revolution watch-along coverage featuring Noah Foster and James Hebert. Wrestle Kingdom 17 coverage in conjunction with the Jeff Meacham Network. A Simple Take, WWE Simple Takes featuring Casa D18 Studios. Super Mario Bros. Z voice acting. Episode 3 coming soon. Breaking news, ATW View Impromptu. WYW Intro and Immortal Stream. Royal Rumble Match Marathon with retros of events following Marathon. Plugs have concluded. On to the video.
Casa D18 Studios, an affiliate of the Jeff Meacham Network Multiverse of Media, proudly presents this retro content from A Simple Man's Brand.
Well, folks, I tell you what, if there's one thing to be excited about as a professional wrestling fan, it is the things going on in all things wrestling. Primarily this weekend, I am talking about All Elite Wrestling, as we are on the precipice of its first pay-per-view of 2021, happily entitled AEW Revolution. And it comes to you Sunday.
I'm ready.
March 7th, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, with a buy-in ahead of that, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, live on the BR Live app. Or if you're in the UK, Megan, you could get it also on the Fight TV app at a much cheaper price. Doggone you lucky people. But I digress. Hello, everybody. Welcome to this exhibition I am hosting as an AEW Spark Aftershock special. This is my family. We are ATW, and we are proprietors, lovers, opinionators, and followers of all things wrestling. And I brought this crew together with me tonight to discuss AEW Revolution in full. It'll be a roundhouse discussion, simple predictions, previews, and outlooks, and we'll see if we agree or disagree. I have a feeling we're all going to have different thoughts in several of these matches. With that being said, let's go ahead and kick it off. Let me first introduce you to the king of ATW. He is All Elite, a member of Bullet Club. Too sweet me on that, brother. He is King A/Anthony. How are you tonight, sir?
Very good, sir. How about yourself?
You know me, I'm always good when it comes to talking about wrestling, and the fact that we started this ATW family literally about a year ago, I couldn't think of a better way as we approach our 1-year anniversary to talk about all things wrestling prior to the biggest thing in WWE, to the first big thing in AEW. So I give you this first match. As you know, the buy-in, it always sets basically the standards of what people can expect in All Elite Wrestling, not to mention in this case, maybe the women's division, which has always been under heavy criticism. Well, we got opening women's tag here as Rio and Thunder Rosa. They take on the Doctor, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, don't forget it, and her partner, Reba, not Rebel. It's actually Rebel, not Reba. Someone fix that damn graphic. Anyway, King, your thoughts on this match. Who you got winning?
I got Thunder Rosa and Riho winning. For some reason. But first of all, why is this match on the buy-in? And why not just put Miro and Kip Sabian and Orange Cassidy and Chuck Taylor in the buy-in? Because I feel like that should have been on the buy-in show. But that's just me. So, but I do got Thunder Rosa and Rio winning this match.
All right, I think that's a fair point. Let me go ahead and introduce you now to quite the inquisitor of ATW. Brings great wrestling discussions, has a positive, open mind. He's sometimes questioned, is there common sense in this thing we call humanity? Only time will tell. But honestly, who wants to argue with it? Because at the end of the day, everything that happens in life, it comes down to reasons. It is, of course, my great friend representing Neo Reality Entertainment, Eric Brown. Eric, how are you tonight?
I'm good. Also, I have like 3 other channels: NRE Wrestleverse, NRE Pop Culture Omniversa, and NRE Omni Gaming.
And folks want to follow this guy for all things wrestling and internet-wise. There will be links in the description down below. So, Eric, we have this women's tag, Thunder Rosa, Rico. They had a great one-on-one match. Now they're tag partners. People inevitably thought that Dr. Britt Baker was going to win this, maybe be our inaugural AEW Women's Champion after Sheeta. I think they're saving that for a bigger moment. But personally, I think Rio and Thunder Rosa are going to go over here too. Give me your thoughts on this match and your thoughts on the women's division's presentation.
Okay, the tournament was great, and I'm hoping this is the start of something new, unless KO gets tweet about the whole TNT doesn't like women wrestling because we're still in the Stone Ages. But there is something they brought up that people just seem to forget about. Rebel could not actually be participating in this tag match. They said if she's not clear, we can just replace Dr. Britt Baker, could find somebody else. And I was like, who could they have to replace Rebel with? I mean, like, there is a wrestler that got fired over Twitch and over OnlyFans, and Tony Khan's interested.
That's very true. And you wonder if that could lead to a different result. So thinking about those circumstances, if that person was to make her All Elite debut, do you see Britt and that person winning?
Yes, I actually can see that because I feel like they should save Thunder Rosa's moment defeating Britt Baker like down the road for the women's title. All
right, I like it. Let me go ahead and toss it now to freshly squeezed man in training, the enforcer of ATW, my brother, Alexander Alonso, also known simply as Lex. Lex, it's great to see you, my friend. We are, of course, ATW for Life. You are one of the founding pillars of this family. Now, Eric brought up a great point, thinking about the formerly known Selena Vega, now the Trinidad. Maybe she's All Elite. Maybe this is the chance she makes her debut, while Britt Baker thinks there's a conspiracy against her if the so-called not cleared Rebel still competes in this match. But regardless, we also know Thunder Rosa, she wants another match with that doctor because of what happened in their first match. But give me your thoughts right now towards this tag match. Who do you see going over?
I think Riho and Thunder Rosa just to get even with the odds, because we could see a possible trilogy on this feud.
Yeah, I think this is on the way of a rubber match, and then we're gonna get a big time, like maybe number one contenders between Thunder Rosa.
That's the only thing that happened down the line. Then we get Thunder Rosa versus Britt Baker for the women's title. That's it. My thoughts on that. This tag bout for buy-in.
Right. But again, the buy-in is supposed to set the pace. But again, according to what King said, I do think there's another match that belongs on the buy-in. But again, we'll have to wait and see. So right now, you are also in favor of Thunder Rosa and Riho. And keep in mind, Riho versus Dr. Britt Baker is another one-on-one that was teased a while back, but never capitalized. It never was visited. Had a chance to visit this tournament. That is a one-on-one yet to happen in AEW. With that being said, folks, he's a good-hearted man. He is the meme king of ATW, brings the humor, brings positive vibes, and he is the biggest Dakota Kai fan you will ever meet. My brother, Casey Flynn. Casey, how are you this evening?
I'm doing very good, Noah. How about yourself?
Doing very good, man. It's been a great night of wrestling so far. We got a lot more wrestling to come, literally, as we head into freaking Saturday. But with that being said, we're talking about Revolution. So give me your thoughts on this tag match. Which team do you see going over? I mean, Lex makes a very good point. Maybe we're set up inevitably for Thunder Rosa versus Britt Baker title or number one contenders. But how does Riho come into play here? And do you see somebody being in Rebel's place? Give me your thoughts on this tag match.
No, I cannot see somebody being in Rebel's place because you never know with this tag match. I mean, with these random tag partners, I mean, it could be unpredictable at times, but we might see Thea Trinidad make her debut in AEW, and she might be the surprise like partner. We just gotta wait and see. But my thoughts are Thunder I say Thunder Rosa is a fantastic wrestler. No matter what, all these women in this tag match are fantastic wrestlers, and I say my pick for this match is Thunder Rosa and Riho are gonna go over in this match, but I cannot ever underestimate Dr. Britt Baker and Rebel, because you never know where Britt Baker is going to come from, because she may have one trick up her sleeve, and one thing about Britt Baker is she is a mastermind and can plan out stuff ahead of time, and she's a very smart, calculating, cunning heel. And Britt Baker, you never take away the intelligence from her as a heel. I mean, all these women are badass. So, in this tag match, Thunder Rosa, I mean, she as many times I watched her wrestle, she impressed the hell out of me. And it's going to be, can't wait to see the show. I mean, it's going to be a good show.
There you go. Yeah, and again, Thunder Rosa been definitely one of the brightest people to show up on AEW, especially for this women's division. So, again, folks, we respect women's wrestling. We want it to grow, and I feel like the tournament is the first step in the right way. This time match, though, it should be in a better place in the card, just saying. But we'll talk more about that later. All right, so good thoughts. Let's go ahead and move into our next match, as we got a very personal, I don't think nearly as personal as last year, but still a personal AEW World Tag Team Championship match opening the show. The Young Bucks defend the titles against the team of representing the Inner Circle, Chris Jericho and MJF. I guarantee you Wardlow will be in their corner. They've made it very personal, attacking the Bucks' father, but then the Bucks, with their own bit of revenge, verbally and physically, taking out Proud Powerful with the help of the Good Brothers and some tables, and basically tirading Jericho and MJF that if AEW didn't exist, one would be trying to get back to the Rosie O'Donnell show, and one would be curtain jerking at the Performance Center. Damn. With that being said, I think I'm just going to keep it simple here. I think the Young Bucks are going to retain. I still feel like there's an underlying story with Sammy Guevara, the name that you're not supposed to mention around Jericho and MJF, went into the develop, and I feel like he's going to come into play here, and the Bucks are going to retain somehow, because inevitably, I see Young Bucks and Good Brothers being created. Maybe not necessarily Revolution, but I see a match happening for those AEW World titles with the Young Bucks retaining. Lex, your thoughts on this match? Who you got?
I think I'm going with the Bucks. Just simply because there's no way MJF and Chris Jericho are gonna win this match. Because for me, I think there's gonna be an interference, or the Young Bucks is just gonna kill the living shit out of MJF and Chris Jericho just because for attacking their father, and that makes the Young Bucks more motivated for this match, because once you somebody's sub once, that motivates you to go after and work harder and basically try to retain those styles and have a good match. And another way for the interference is either Sammy or the Good Brothers might get involved in this one. That's the only thing that's the only two people that could, the only three people. I mean, because Good Brothers are two people.
Right.
So three people.
Okay. I think that's very fair. But also, we have always seen emotion can drive you forward, but it also could be your ultimate destroyer, because emotion could lead to mistake. All right. So thoughts. King, your thoughts on this match? Now, again, you're all elite. So do you have the Bucks retaining, or do you see an upset?
I see the Bucks retaining. I agree with Lex as well. I see the Bucks retaining because Sammy's going to play his way into this factor. I mean, keep in mind, he has not been seen on Dynamite ever since he split himself from the Inner Circle. And also, if you can go back months ago with him saying, oh, you're becoming a tag team slut now. You know, you two and MJF, and, you know, proud of you teaming up with Hager. Like, we were like sex gods at one point. What happened to that? But also, if you look at it with the way how on the Young Bucks side, Don Callis has been what? The invisible hand. So with him, you know, pulling the strings and telling Kenny Omega and to sending the Good Brothers out to help the Young Bucks, but not Kenny themselves, kind of makes you feel like Don has a trick up his sleeve as well. But I still got the Bucks retaining regardless, and we're going to get the Bucks and the Good Brothers. Either we're going to get that, I say, between Rebellion or Double or Nothing.
All right, that's a very fair analysis. Eric, again, you basically have gone into the Wrestleverse. You're seeing the clash of the worlds here, AEW and Impact. We're talking about the Good Brothers and how they can play a factor here, the inevitable maybe Good Brothers and Young Bucks match. Your thoughts towards this match and that may be in the story.
That's the thing. I don't know where the ending is going to go with the tag team match. I generally think it could go to MJF and Jericho because the Young Bucks have admitted on the media scrum when they won the titles at Full Gear, they said, "Oh, we were content just waiting another year. We were ready to wait 2 years to get those belts." And I'm thinking, like, you know, you have to factor in Sammy Guevara, like everyone else has brought up, but now it's like the Good Brothers is also sabotaging them inadvertently, and they're trying to be like, "Oh, we're buddies, we're cool. We're gonna stab them in the back when they least expect it." And what better way is to not only devalue them, hurt them mentally and physically, and they'll probably say that, "Oh, there's only room for this Bullet Club for one dominant tag team champs."
Yeah, because
leading
again,
to
Don
their eventual
Callis.
clashing.
Yeah. And you wonder if Don Callis thinks Kenny Omega is better off rolling with the Good Brothers versus the Young Bucks. Because again, they hit me, Kenny Omega. They did this to me back a few weeks back. So again, there's a lot of clashing of worlds here. So honestly, Good Brothers might inadvertently cost them. They might pull off an MJF factor here. And also MJF still unpinned or unsubmitted, despite the fact John Moxley beat him. MJF is delusional. But again, we'll have to wait and see. Casey, your thoughts on this match? You got the chance retaining?
I say I got the Young Bucks retaining in this one over Chris Jericho and MJF. And at the start of this match, it's going to be a knockdown, drag-out brawl because the Young Bucks are going to come into this match very pissed off at Jericho and MJF attacking their father. And I say if Chris Jericho and MJF are close to beating the Young Bucks, Sammy Guevara is going to get involved, and he's going to cost Chris Jericho and MJF the tag titles because Sammy Guevara has been gone for some time now, and I can't see Jericho and Chris Jericho and MJF winning here because, you know, Sammy Guevara, you know, never know where he'll be lurking at because I say this is going to be the start of Sammy Guevara and versus the Inner Circle's feud, like when Sammy costs Chris Jericho and MJF the match, and it's going to be the start of Sammy Guevara's babyface run. But I still got the Young Bucks retaining the tag titles in this one.
Very fair. Yeah, I think we're just waiting for Sammy Guevara to break out as an ultimate babyface. I think this has been teased a little while with the mutual respect he gives his opponents lately on Dark. So, all right, we'll have to wait and see. All right, let's get this nonsense out of the way. King, glasses off. You can start your rant if you want. Miro and Kip Saban with Penelope Ford takes on Orange Cassidy and Chuck Taylor. It's a battle of the best friends versus the wedding band. In my opinion, I do not care about this match. I have little no interest in this match. This feud is as dead as Miro's run so far in AEW. And if Miro and Kip lose and Miro does not crush Kip, I would say it's game over for Miro at this point. In my opinion, I think that Miro and Kip need the win, but Miro needs to prove why he needs the win and that he is above being the best man since the wedding is over. So that's my opinion. Your thoughts on this match and the reason you think it should be on the buy-in instead, if you want to say that.
The reason why I think it should be on the buy-in because the way how it worked, like near best man, and then kept saying that he had the wedding on beach break. Last time I checked, wasn't Miro in that same wedding when Roman crashed his with Lana that in 2000? And what year was it when they had that wedding on Raw?
2016.
Yep.
Hey, yeah, thanks, you guys. Thanks for the clarification. I was trying to remember which one it was, but I'm like sitting here thinking, this is the same guy who was in WWE, was basically one like a good United States champion, came in a tank at WrestleMania 31 and got beat by John Cena. But that's beside the point. When I thought when Miro came to AEW, I thought he was going to get a fresh, clean slate. Turns out this clean slate is the same old, you know what, he's been dealing with when he was in WWE. So if I don't see Miro and Kip lose, and Miro, like you said, Noah, Miro beating Kip, I have no interest in Miro in AEW whatsoever. I really don't.
Very fair. Yeah, and Miro has said, and I quote, if I don't become AEW World Champion, I retire. And you wonder how long that opportunity awaits him, despite the fact we know how big the story is right now with the current champion and challenger. Casey, your thoughts on this match? Do you think Miro needs to crush Kip? And does he do it in defeat or in victory?
Be honest with you, I say Miro needs to crush Kip big time to save his wrestling career altogether with AEW, because here's a guy that came from NXT when he was in WWE and went on a dominant run as US champion. And when, just like King said, when he lost to John Cena at WrestleMania 31 back in 2015, his whole run has literally went to shit. And he's been placed in nothing but garbage ass weddings segments, when deep down, this guy is as strong as an ox and he's a good ass wrestler. And I thought when he arrived in AEW as Miro, I was kind of glad for him, but for a fresh, clean slate, right? And when he arrived in AEW, he's been literally placed in the same bullshit wedding segments. And if he does not squash Kip and goes over like a monster wrestler, then if Kip beats him, I cannot take Miro seriously in AEW. I just can't. And this will hurt Miro greatly if he takes a loss to Kip. And I say Miro, this is a must-win situation for Miro in AEW over Kip. Must. He cannot take a loss to Kip, because that will hurt him greatly, and nobody will take him serious as a threat.
There you go. And I think right now Miro has not eaten a loss in his singles matches or tag team matches so far, but I'm sure somebody can fact check me on that. Let's see if you can personify a smart story to this, and the fact that Rusev Day was the most overpaid WWE, but it was also a down idea. Could that be reinvented AEW? Eric, your thoughts on this match, and what does Miro need to do above all else? It sounds like no matter what in this match, Miro needs to do something.
Yeah, I get the feeling Miro is not going to take the fall. I feel like Kip Sabian is going to be the sacrificial lamb in this, and Miro is going to get pissed off and then ultimately beat the holy hell out of him. And here's the thing. The reason why I'm just not bothered by Miro's current run so far is because he had expressed on his Twitch streams, I want to start at the bottom. I want to work my way up. I want to start. I want to completely go restart and work my way back up to the top, as I'm part of adapting to the independence after being in prison for 10 years, essentially. Especially when you have to remember, no one cheering Rusev Day because they like it. They're just mocking you because Die Rocky Die was such a great thing to be cheered by.
Gosh, the dark days and of one man's stupid opinion. But, I can respect that. But you wonder how long it takes you to work from the bottom back up. I guess he hasn't been significantly long involved in AEW. So I can respect that. But I just feel like he just needs to bring a little more of that
They did tease that there does seem to be a dissension between Kip Sabian and Rusev, a.k.a. Miro, because Kip Sabian hit Miro and Miro just was like, oh God, I should not have pissed off the charging bull.
Exactly, but he was chained, thankfully. I was like, that was the moment I thought Miro was going to crush him. But now I'm figuring out maybe Revolution, he crushes him. But again, like you said, maybe it is too soon. So maybe, like you said, maybe it's trust the process. But to the guy that literally says he's freshly squeezed, is why I saved him for last. Lex, your thoughts on this match? What has been your thoughts so far, like on Orange Cassidy's run with this Miro storyline too?
Okay, as an Orange Cassidy and a John Moxley fan, so for me, I think there are two things that happen. Miro would win, or it's game over for Miro. But I think Miro will need a fresh start after beating the crap out of Kip Sabian and said, like I said, work his way from the bottom up. I mean, he could go for the big task after war. He should have Baker or the inner circle, or he could align with Self Guevara or something like that. I mean, he's the best man for some reason. I think the best man shtick needs to prove that he's the best, not only in video games but in professional wrestling standpoint.
All right. Yeah, and again, regardless, this match is going to be.
I'm sorry for the game.
Oh, all right.
From saying the game over.
Yeah, it's all right. Regardless, I feel like if I'm going to put this in video game terms, if you think there's going to be a continue button and a credit for Orange Cassidy and Chuck Taylor in this feud, I think the countdown will hit 0 and it will be game over for those two, and hopefully this feud as well. But again, we'll have to wait and see. All right, let's go ahead and talk about the greatest foundation of AEW, their tag team division. As we have a casino tag team royale with 15 teams. We don't know all the teams yet, practically do, but the winners of the casino tag team royale will get a future AEW World Tag Team Championship opportunity.
Okay, Noah,
Yes.
may I chime in the card? Okay, the participants are Bear Country, the rest of the Dark Order, Death Triangle, the Butcher and the Blade, Private Party, Varsity Blondes, the Seidel Bros, SoCal Uncensored, Natural Nightmares, Chaos Project, Gun Club, and Pretty Picture, Peter Avalon and Cesar Bononi.
I saw that coming. But anyway, yeah, we got 15 total teams involved in this. Here you see the rules. Bottom line is this. Eliminations occur when you're over the top rope and both competitors' feet are hit the floor. And basically, the last team or team member of a team standing, they will get an AEW World Tag Team Championship match. Date to be determined. And the order here is random by a lottery. I'm not sure if it's a deck of cards or one of those lottery spinners with a bunch of balls in it, and each team has a number. But this should be interesting with a new team entering in every 90 seconds. I sense this is going to be one of the longest matches, but I'm curious how far the tag team dynamics go. The bottom line, do I see a team that's already had a shot winning this, or do I see a team that hasn't had a shot at the titles winning this? Right now,
Okay.
in my head, I'm thinking that Rey Fenix and Pac, they are really trying something with the Lucha Brothers not together. And I feel like this will be an interesting tag team dynamic against the Young Bucks, who we voted for earlier to hold the titles. I see them kind of my top pick to win. If I were to pick a second one, it'd probably be Bush and the Blade, because I remember the Falls Count Anywhere feud, and they have yet to have a title match. And those are my brief thoughts. Lex,
Here's my
who are you rooting?
Here's my top 3. It could be Santana and Ortiz,
All right.
Death Triangle, or who could possibly be
Good luck with your third one. See what I mean?
Dark Order.
What?
Either of the Dark Order.
You know, the Dark Order has 3 teams involved in this. They have the greatest chance of winning. They got 5 and 10, 3 and 4, and Evil Uno.
I think I would go with the Uno and Grayson.
Oh, the original 2. Now, hold on. Why do you think Proud and Powerful? Did they not just had a tag title shot and came up short?
I mean, they're most criminally underrated team right now. I mean, they deserve the shot more than anything else. I know they had the good feuds with the Young Bucks when the Inner Circle versus the Elite, but you know, it's time for it might be a time that Santana and Ortiz becomes a tag team and stray away from the inner circle in some point of,
Interesting. Well, they are
life
okay.
Because MJF is destroying inner circle from within.
Yeah.
And yeah, I agree. I think it could be those three that I picked: Stu Grayson and Evil Uno, Pac and Ray Phoenix, the Death Triangle, or the Inner Circle, Santana and Ortiz.
Or however long they're involved in the inner circle, like you're saying, the inner circle, bring it from within. Someone put up that gift. Everything's fine. Not in the inner circle, in my opinion. I don't think they're going to last 2021. Okay. Let's see here. I already gave my picks. So, Casey, which tag team do you have going over in the Casino Battle Royale?
All right. Here's what I say. Dark Order, Santana Ortiz, Butcher the Blade. I'm kind of leaning on three of those teams as one of my picks. Dark Order, Santana Ortiz, Butcher and the Blade. But I think I might go with Santana and Ortiz in this one because you never know what those two are gonna have up their sleeve. Because in Dark Order, I can't ever underestimate either, because I say my two picks I'm limited down to are Dark Order or Santana and Ortiz. I think one of those two are gonna win, but who knows? I mean, this could be anybody's ball game in this match because there's so many tag teams.
And you look at all the stories
match
and the feuds going within the tag team division, Jurassic Express and FTR being a separate thing, Butcher and the Blade and Bear Country being imminent. So I do see what you're saying. And Matt Hardy have the personal vendetta against Dark Order. Private Party might cost all three teams of the Dark Order if they get eliminated early, for example. So I like what you did there. And I do respect the fact you guys respect Proud and Powerful, Santana Ortiz. I still think that's a dumb name, as they were one of the longest reigning former Impact World Tag Team Champions, and their feud with the Lucha Brothers and the OGs, classic. Eric, your thoughts on this? I feel like the tag team division is the most unpredictable at this point when it comes to this Royale. Your thoughts on this?
Well, I have three people in mind, and also I have another commentary based on this. So I think it could be the Dark Order with everyone's adorable favorite, John Silver and Alex Reynolds.
Let's go.
The second, I believe, could be Death Triangle of Ray Phoenix and Pac, the Bastard.
Yes.
And I think the third one could actually be Jurassic Express.
Whoa.
Despite the loss to FTR, really?
Yeah, because FTR's, from what I'm seeing, FTR's not even in the match, which I'm wondering about.
Right.
And wouldn't that be like the petty revenge from Jurassic Express's part? We lose the battle, but we ultimately win the war.
Right, because now we're the number 2 tag team, but you guys won this Royale and you get the title shot before us. That ain't happening. I can see them.
But there is a rumor. There is a rumor going around that there might be another team entering the Casino Royale.
Correct, a TBA. And what would that rumor be according to you, Eric?
There's only one word to describe you. And I'm gonna spell it out for you. SAWFT.
Enzo and Cass. Enzo and Cass rumor.
Enzo and Cass are rumored to possibly show up in AEW Revolution's big Casino Royale. And I did notice this. Since all the past Casino Battle Royales, they always featured the mysterious card, that mysterious blackjack card. And
the Joker, the Wild, yes.
Yeah, and I was like, wait, they never brought it up at all in this Casino Royale.
Nope, just 15 teams at random order, and it's not like suits or anything. So there's going to be a special Powerball, I think, in play for the team you might be alluding to. That could very well be the returning, now reformed mentally and physically, good for him, Cass, and we still have no idea what Enzo's like. but we know how dynamic those two are as a duo.
Yeah, all I know is that if Enzo does show up in AEW, I'm pretty sure Tama Tonga is going to be like, well, I have to go to Jacksonville. I need to kill someone.
I mean, yeah, because we all know how badly Tama Tonga literally hates Enzo Amore because of what happened back at G1 Supercard.
Which I covered in my AEW retrospective.
Exactly right.
Will never, ever be forgiven. Ever.
No,
but yeah, people had Enzo and Cass rumored. People even think the Good Birds might be involved in this. And
Tama
people even think
Tonga
GOD
is not a guy you want to mess with.
Yeah, tell me about it. And people even think GOD might even get involved in this. I mean, I guess they're not really doing anything right now, so I guess that idea is out there, but I still think that's highly unlikely. Heck, someone thought Motor City Machine Guns might even be involved in this, and we get literally Young Bucks Motor City Machine Guns in business if the Motor City Machine Guns win. But since Alex Shelley has been MIA, who the hell knows what the state of that team is, especially with Chris Sabin getting drunk at Swingers Palace. Good God almighty. With freaking James Storm. Anyway, I'm just saying. Anyway, great thoughts, folks. And for all we know, Proud and Powerful, maybe if they get a manager with them, and it won't be Conan because I know he's recovering from health issues, making be okay. But here's a crazy suggestion, and I want to get particularly your thoughts on this, Eric. What if the former Selena Vega comes in AEW as the new manager for Proud and Powerful?
Like maybe. I can honestly picture Zelina showing up and being the Proud and Powerful's new manager. And since they pretty much are more open with intergender wrestling, since the video game is clearly an indication of that,
yeah,
you might want to get involved in some stuff.
Well, I mean, for all we know, she'll be involved in more stuff than her husband. Just saying. Anyway,
since he's in exile.
Yeah, sure that. All right, good stuff. All right, let's move on to the AEW Women's World Championship match. And Lex, I'm starting you off with this because this is right up your alley when it comes to these martial arts. Hikaru Shida defends the title against the winner of the AEW Women's Eliminator Tournament. Not Nyla Rose, not Britt Baker, Ryo Mizunami. And apparently this is a match 10 years in the making, as these two have had multiple draws in singles action in their individual meetups through Wave Pro Wrestling. And Ryo Mizunami has been re-inspired to continue wrestling, which she was on the verge of retirement, because of that six-way in AEW. I don't think this is the last we're going to see of Ryo Mizunami, but personally, I think she is retaining, and that's all I got to say about that. Lex, take it away. Your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I agree with you. She is retaining. There's no way she's dropping the belt to Ryo Mizunami. I mean, Shida needs to fight either Britt Baker, Thunder Rosa, Riho, or anyone in the roster right now who's currently available after this title defense.
All right, fair enough.
Wait. I need to chime in another one. I think everyone could agree with it. Could agree with me that Rio's gonna Botchamania again. Sorry. Sorry, I keep mixing up. Oh my god.
It's okay.
She's gonna retain. She's gonna retain.
Okay.
I think everyone could agree she is gonna retain.
I feel like no one's going to disagree with you here. But again, Ryo Mizunami, it should be a hell of a fight. It might be Shida's longest match. This is the longest match in Shida's AEW career. Believe it or not, guys.
It's going to be a hard-hitting match. It's going to be a hard-hitting match.
That too. But Shida's longest match in AEW has only been 17 minutes against Dr. Britt Baker in that pandemic classic. That really kind of broke the scale when it came to Britt Baker. Oh, yeah, she could definitely be the leader of the women's division in and out of the ring. What's up?
Let me chime in another one. I think that this match would be the test for Shida, and it will be the absolute limit for Shida, because these two have been rivals for like 10 plus years, and this is like this might end, and after this rivalry they have, it would end in Revolution.
All right. I still think AEW is going to use Ryo more, and I think these two are going to meet again. But I think for Shida, it will be personal redemption after what Ryo has said. You can face me 100 times, you still won't beat me. Well, Shida's going to prove a point why she is the longest reigning AEW Women's Champion and why she has bridged Japan and America. Her personal words. Eric, I believe you have some thoughts towards this match. Go ahead.
So I see Hikaru Shida winning, and I hopefully will hope Rhea is going to be signed by AEW for a contract because I think they would see too much value in her for that because they let her go through the tournament.
Yeah.
And she's still not officially signed. But what if Britt Baker is not replacing Rebel with a partner? What if she shows up and attacks Hikaru Shida after?
That's what I'm exactly thinking.
To set up a match for Double or Nothing down the road.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
I see. My thought was they were going to save Britt Baker for her Ultimate Championship crowning in front of a full audience, despite the fact this is the largest audience to date, folks. Over 1,300 people will be live at Revolution, so congrats to AEW achieving that safely. But I think ultimately Britt Baker is the next champion waiting to happen, and it will come off of Shida. And maybe not Double or Nothing, maybe all out their biggest supercar of the year. I think that would be rather fitting too, considering that's how really it all started for Britt Baker as well, since she was involved in the inaugural Women's Triple Threat with, of course, no longer wrestling, but God help her in her personal life and health, Kylie Ray. And of course, the other participant in that match was Nyla Rose and Awesome Kong. But I think Britt Baker has proved definitely over the last year, it is definitely her division, and I definitely believe she is the next champion waiting to happen. But I will not write off Ryo Mizunami. It's going to be a hell of a fight, and I do hope they sign her. Honestly, after the Joshi Pro Wrestling Showcase, I hope several of those names show up again. Maki Ito, Vinny, they were amazing. Vinny, to me, was the stand on the Japanese side, and that's really all I got to say about that. King, your thoughts on this match and Ryo Mizunami? What do you got?
I got Shida retaining, of course. I do think this will go through, I say about, give these women about 15, 20 minutes to give you what Joshi Wrestling's about. Give them a little introduction of Ryo Mizunami if they haven't watched the tournament. And also, before I touch on that, did anybody do like a little bracket to see who they had? And was their bracket busted when Maki Ito lost in the first round?
No, I got busted on Britt Baker.
Mine. A lot of my picks were busted. All of my favorites lost.
Well, let's just go ahead and highlight some stuff first before I give it to Casey. Tai Kanji, I think she had the best wrestling match of her so far wrestling career with Nyla Rose. An unfortunate circumstance for Anna Jay, but think about this. 6 to 12 months, she's going to come back as the ultimate babyface pop because you know Anna Jay and Britt Baker is a match waiting to happen. Serena Deeb, absolute standout here. Amazing matches with Riho and Thunder Rosa. People really had her booked in for the win too, but Nyla Rose, just too powerful. This bracket really was unpredictable. And I know Maki Ito stole the hearts of the wrestling community and people want more of her. I don't think it's the last we've seen of Maki Ito either. I thought this tournament was well done, despite some circumstances that happened and maybe some questionable decisions. And I think we're going to have a one-of-a-kind wrestling match that's going to be respected and remembered. And I don't think this will be the last time we see Ryo Mizunami. Casey, your thoughts on this match? Casey.
All right.
There we go.
who I see retaining in this match is Hikaru Shida over Riho Mizunami.
You got it.
And the reason why I see Hikaru Shida winning is because it's not the right time yet for Hikaru Shida to drop the AEW Women's title because they want to give her more time as champ. And don't get me wrong now. I mean, Hikaru Shida is a very talented wrestler, woman's wrestler.
Yep.
And I see her because there's no way in hell they're not letting Riho Mizunami winning this match over Hikaru Shida is because I think the crowning moment, I think Britt Baker is going to be the one to dethrone Hikaru Shida. I mean, you never know. I mean, Tai Conti. Tai Conti is another good option too, but I can't see them going with Tai Conti. I see them going with Britt Baker to defeat Hikaru Shida. And Hikaru Shida and Riho Mizunami is going to be an instant classic match because these two women know each other so well from wrestling against each other for 10 years now. And I say this match is going to steal the show at AEW Revolution. And Miho Tsunami is going to give the fight to Hikaru Shida. But Hikaru Shida, in a tough match, is going to end up retaining the AEW Women's title.
I feel like this could be Hikaru Shida's longest match to date, honestly. And again, women's pro wrestling, we're getting strong style showcase here. So this should be really fun and really good. And again, been a standout for me.
It's going to be a hard-hitting, all-out match.
Joshi Pro is all about fighting spirit, full contact. Lay your stuff in.
I agree.
So, yeah. And you saw the subtle congratulations, good luck to you. They had following Rima Tsunami's win. What did they do? Oh, they just tested each other's face where Shida got the better of Rio, and they both smiled. Don't you love the way people respect each other in wrestling? Gotta love it. Women's wrestling.
Love it.
So before we talk about,
I love it too.
Yeah. All right. So let's go ahead before we talk about another match. Eric, I want you to lead this conversation. Well, we got some big news ahead of us as the newly signed Paul White believes he has some big scoop for us, as apparently he will be disclosing a big new signing to AEW. It will not be the sixth person involved in the Face of the Revolution ladder match. It will not be some random person involved in any match on this card. We don't even know necessarily if this person's going to be like a full-on wrestler. I imagine he's going to be, or it's just going to be a mentorship role, or what this is going to lead to, if it's going to be like special attraction. But clearly it's going to be something that we're going to see multiple times because it did say multi-year contract, big name, etc. You are the inquisitor. You are the guy that likes to put these pieces together, but you're also the guy that likes to observe the industry and think what might be coming up and going on. AEW, though, keeps us guessing. So I leave this to you, my friend, to break it down, give me your thoughts and picks, and then toss it to whoever else you wish. Your thoughts on who Paul White is bringing in AEW.
Well, this is the thing. No one really can tell who it is. People speculate it was Christian because he hasn't been shown up since his return at Royal Rumble, but Wrestling Inc. confirmed, oh no, he's still signed with them, therefore he's not the one. Some believe it's Kurt Angle, but Kurt Angle said he wanted to retire when he realized when it was the right time. Then people speculate, oh, it could be Mark Henry, except he said he won't be wrestling until like 6 months down the line. And plus he said that would be his last match, and the guy is reportedly going, and from what Tony Khan's been saying, this is a multi-year deal, so I don't think they would save him for one-man match. Others go with the Brock Lesnar mentality because, you know, having the cutthroat businessman being the hemorrhage that AEW has to deal with, that's certainly a great idea.
Yeah.
Others want to hope it's CM Punk because really, who's the only Hall of Fame worthy talent left that you can think of?
Thinking about maybe WCW vibes, I would say Booker T, but we know he's heavily involved in WWE. But I know he wasn't.
Thank you, Bad Bunny.
But I'm just trying to think, because again, when it comes to AEW, it brings back those WCW vibes. Look at how many people from WCW are working there now, including somebody that's going to be in action we're going to talk about later. I honestly got nothing. And the one I was thinking of initially was Kurt Angle, because I know he was heavily involved in Impact. Maybe he could do some stuff in AEW. I know he had Big Show.
Yeah, and people also thought it was Batista, but he said, no, I want to retire and bring credibility back to it.
Well, we also know how far the word retirement is taken in the wrestling industry. It's like,
even Batista pointed out, saying it's lost its credibility.
Yeah, thank you. You might as well have a new word for freaking I'm done with wrestling. If for freaking Oxford Dictionary could come up with that. But yeah,
I would love to hope it was CM Punk, because he's like one of the few people I can think of at the top of my head. Tony said, "Oh, it's a wrestler I watched for years. He's a mega huge star," and I'm like, "Well, who is it?" And I then started thinking, like, what if it's not a wrestler Hall of Fame worthy guy?
Well, Big Show did, Paul White did say allude to it's not. So,
yeah,
I'm trying to think outside the box, and I'm like, what are you
AEW Spot, Watchamania Edition.
Yeah, and I'm thinking to myself also, I know people think Hall of Fame, they think of the WWE and how messed up that place has become. But I was thinking, like, well, what other Hall of Fames is there that are well known? Like, does New Japan have their own Hall of Fame?
I mean, they got people retired. I don't know. I don't have a Hall of Fame necessarily. I know
because if that was the case, people could easily assume it's Kazuchika Okada.
Well, I know people are just waiting for Okada and Omega to meet in AEW, which I feel is inevitable. But if Okada keeps doing what he's doing, he might literally be out for a while. But that is the New Japan mentality. So again, there are so many names thrown out. I don't have a clue, but I like what you laid down, Eric. Lex, you have some thoughts based on what he said. What are your thoughts?
No. I mean, what you said about Kazuchika Okada, that would break the whole wrestling industry if he goes to AEW. I mean, if you hear that freaking coin drop and then money comes falling off, or a confetti, what do you call them?
Okada dollars.
Okada dollars. And he hits Kenny Omega with the Rainmaker. That would be in front of a 1,300 people. That would be a huge pop, man. But anyway, let's find out who would be signed at Revolution. The big scoop that Paul White is currently. And, we'll just see for ourselves. We'll leave it to our reactions.
I like how you put that. Does anyone else have anything to add regarding to what Eric and Alex said? Casey, King?
What I have to say is there's many speculation going around. I mean, Christian, Rob Van Dam, Kurt Angle, Brock Lesnar, CM Punk. Here's the latest one, AJ Lee.
What?
And
yes. AJ Lee.
AJ Lee.
Like she could, really.
But she's not a Hall of Famer, though. She really should.
No, but she's Hall of Fame worthy to many people.
Yeah, mental health
exactly.
advocate. I get that.
AJ Lee learned very well from CM Punk because she's also a master of the microphone.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
I just remember, guys. It's not AJ Lee. It's not AJ Lee because Tony Khan kept repeatedly saying it's a he.
Oh, that's right. It is a he. And Tony Khan doesn't.
He
doesn't botch
that's right.
pronouns. So
that's right.
I do like that thought that maybe that can happen eventually. But Casey, yeah, it's a he.
Here's what I say though. I say AJ Lee could be crossed off the list because Tony Khan said it's a he. But it's gotta be whoever the hell it is. I mean, I'm tired of the speculation being thrown around. I mean, I just want to see who the hell it is and get it over with already for crying out loud.
It's gotta be Kane.
Don't die. I knew he was gonna say that.
No. But here's
gonna be Spike Dudley. Spike Dudley.
To be fair, somebody said Bubba Ray, but let's give King some moment now to talk about what he thinks it might be.
All right, King.
See. Good point though, Case made me laugh. Here's what I think of like Christian, but I think Raj Giri, because like Eric touched on it, is signed by WWE. I heard from RVD when that name was dropped that he was working on a documentary with WWE. So I don't think that's going to happen. I mean, who else wasn't it? Mark Henry? No, I don't see it. Kurt Angle, I feel like he may, in my opinion, degrade the value of what AEW is trying to do. In my opinion,
right.
And I feel like if I, and I've been down this road to where I feel like it's that person to set myself up for failure. And everybody start wanting Punk's name, Punk this, Punk that. But there's been this little theory been running around saying if you keep debunking these rumors, don't you think it might be you? Because look what happened with Edge last year at the Royal Rumble. He kept debunking rumors saying, oh, I'm not going to be at the Royal Rumble. I'm not showing up. I'm just at the Performance Center, just to do whatever. But then turns out he was at the Royal Rumble when he made his comeback.
True.
So that's where I fall on that.
There is another name, but it's so out there, it's impossible to imagine, even if you want to see this dream match happen.
What
Give
is
it to me. Who you think it is?
People are saying, "Oh, what if it's John Cena?"
Oh, for the love of God! John Cena hosts Wipeout on a Turner network. It does not mean he's coming to AEW. Calm down, people.
No.
I mean,
Exactly right. I cannot see it. I cannot see it. John Cena is a WWE lifer.
Okay.
But the Invisible Man meets the Invisible Hand. Oh, Jesus Lord.
Oh, there's the meme right there.
I mean, okay. People said that about Hulk Hogan, how he's going to be a WWE lifer. Then he went and WCW'd it. Imagine if they did John Cena. If they somehow got John Cena to wrestle for them.
Game over for WWE. Game over.
That would be the biggest shocker of all time. John Cena going to AEW if that happens to be a reality.
Eric, Noah, King, Casey, that would be the biggest FU to the WWE.
That would have Vince McMahon go.
that would prompt Megan to jump ship now to AEW.
Because we all
Megan Chibba's boy.
We all thought Big Show was a lifer in WWE because he spent 22 years there. We all thought he was a lifer.
Remember that time he did disappear from 2006 to 2008 to pursue career in boxing?
Yeah. I do remember that.
Yeah.
So again, what is it going to be? Is it going to be somebody like, "Oh my God," or is it going to be somebody like, "Eh"? We're just going to have to wait.
I feel with all the rampant speculation, it's going to end up disappointing people because, and you get the tribalist of WWE say, "See, it's not someone important," or if it is WWE guy, they'll say, "Oh, AEW."
Well, when it comes to AEW, they don't like to overhype something and then be like, "We're under delivered." I mean, when it comes to those big debut moments, Matt Hardy, Sting, Miro, the list goes on and on. The late and great now,
Diamond Dallas Page.
But here's what I think. He did say Hall of Fame worthy talent in a multi-year deal. But why do I feel like Mauro Ranallo's name has been thrown in the wrestling community as of late?
Because AEW is broadcast in Canada.
Exactly.
There was yet another name, but everyone immediately dismissed it.
Then what name would that be?
The Rock.
What's the Boulder doing in the All Elite Zone?
It's never gonna happen in a million years.
Even if Rock wanted to come back and wrestle full time, he's
never
gonna
happen.
Oh my God! No. I think somebody high. I don't know. Somebody said they put Stone Cold to that list too.
People just want to see
that, even though that's impossible.
Yeah, people just want to see a WWF legend or a WWE Hall of Famer involved in AEW. That's what it seems like anymore. Good Lord.
Some even said we might be the Undertaker, and I'm like,
Undertaker just signed a lifetime contract with WWE.
Paul White said it's not going to be somebody that we think. So clearly, it's not going to be a common name to us wrestling fans or sports entertainment enthusiasts, however you classify yourself.
Maybe it's back from WCW days.
Possibly.
It could be.
I mean, when Eric said The Rock, I was like, did he show up in Impact at some point?
Well,
Ken Shamrock, Hall of Fame.
Shamrock in the
Impact Hall of Fame. It might be named AEW.
It very well might be. We could speculate this all night, but the more we speculate this, the more we're just going to literally give ourselves anxiety because we don't know, and we still have literally a little under 48 hours.
Let's just leave these things to our own personal reactions.
Yeah, right. Fantasy book, and then when you see it, live react, put it on YouTube. Hell, maybe we'll zoom out later, record our reaction. I don't know. All right, moving on. So let's go ahead and talk about Eric. How many times have we heard the classic proverb, grab the brass ring? AEW is literally using that to give the next person the TNT title opportunity in the face of the Revolution ladder match. 6 people involved, 5 known, and guess what, guys? Another surprise. We have no idea who. We know that Cody Rhodes, Scorpio Sky, Penta Zero M, Lance Archer, and Max Caster are officially affirmed for this ladder match, where literally the person has to climb a ladder and grab a brass ring, and that person will get a TNT Championship match this coming Wednesday on Dynamite. With the speculation of a TBA being somebody that wasn't signed yet by WWE among the recent pickups, and honestly, that could be the most logical signing. I don't see him winning. Personally, I think Penta SLM's going to win this because I want to see Penta versus Darby Allin, since we're not doing Lucha Brothers versus Young Bucks right now. Both Lucha Brothers doing their own thing. So I'm going more towards that. But when it comes to the TBA, I think everybody from my friend Cindy to others I've talked with have nailed it. I think TBA is all ego Ethan Page. Because remember, he left on Impact Wrestling, not on the greatest terms, but he wasn't signed by WWE, unlike the Rascals, Taya Valkyrie, and Eli Drake, and screw that new name. So with that being said, I think it's Penta Zero M, and Ethan debuts in All Elite Wrestling. Casey, your thoughts on this match?
I think the ladder match is going to be very good. I think it's going to involve a lot of high spots and a lot of bumps off ladders. And one of these guys, it's anybody's ball game. There's a ladder match here because you don't know who's going to win at all. Because to be honest with you, I'm not that good at predicting battle royals or ladder matches. I'm only pretty good at predicting tag team matches when it's two tag teams against another tag team, and one-on-one matches is the only one I'm good at. And it could be anybody's ball game in this ladder match. I mean, anybody. It could be. I mean, anybody could get a shot at a championship this coming Dynamite on Wednesday.
Yeah,
that's right. TNT title.
So, based on the names we listed, or even Ethan Page, who would you like to see Darby Allin defend the title against Wednesday? Like, who do you think should be his next opponent?
I think Ethan Page should get a shot at the TNT title versus Darby Allin, because I think Ethan Page would be a good opponent for Darby Allin, and I can't see any other guys win because I think Ethan Page is gonna take the victory in this ladder match, and Darby Allin and Ethan Page is going to be a good match on Wednesday Night Dynamite when Darby Allin defends the TNT title.
All right, fair enough. So, King, we've seen before the TBA, for example, Brian Cage. He came in last year on Double or Nothing, unknown. He won that ladder match, and he got his title shot inevitably, even though he lost it. Darby Allin, he will, no matter what, have to defend the title Wednesday. But if he doesn't, Tony Khan will strip him of it. So, again, I think Darby Allin's not going to miss that, but that's how heavily they're enforcing the TNT title. With that being said, Cody was already the network chairman and literally passed off the title to Darby Allin. I think, personally, he does not need to be involved in this again, not this soon. I'm not sure how Scorpio Sky comes into play based on his MIA on Dynamite. And Lance Archer had a chance to be the inaugural champ, came up short. He and Darby Allin have yet to go one-on-one, as well as Penta Zero M, which is why I think those are your top 2 contenders, as Max Caster is being thrust now to try a singles push because his partner is injured. Even Page, though, people probably forget how accomplished he is as a singles wrestler because of his tag team run as the North. So I think it would be a nice refresh for him to be involved in this match, but that's why I don't see him winning. But give me your thoughts towards this match. Do you see Ethan Page being the guy to show up? Do you have him winning? And what's your expectations?
My expectations for this ladder match is going to be off the charts. And like Cody said on the countdown to Dynamite, this ain't ballet when it comes to a ladder match. You got to be willing to go. You got to step up at the moment when it comes to a ladder match, because ladder matches are basically those spots, you got to step up your game. You got to go out of your comfort zone to make sure you want whatever is hanging on that brass ring. I remember the last time Ethan Page was against the Karate Man, his alter ego on Impact's Hard to Kill. Really, that right there was just basically, what is this? What was I watching? And how was this even in effect in the play? But here's what I'm gonna throw y'all off with my pick. I got Scorpio Sky winning, and that's just why I like why the way he's been acting, the way he was on commentary on Dynamite. I feel like he's about to be separated a little, like much further from what he was already separated with, Kazare, with Kaz and CD. And the way he was acting, I feel like we're going to get Scorpio and Darby, but that's just me because that was like a little sign of a little heelish Scorpio Sky a little bit, the way he was acting on commentary. So I see Scorpio and Darby going at it with Scorpio winning that Face of the Revolution ladder match, but I do see Ethan Page making his debut on that Revolution.
Well, Scorpio Sky certainly needs to find his way back onto the Dynamite show because, again, he hasn't been involved in a while. Maybe changed as a heel character might be the dynamic to go. Let's save the story element for the best guy to talk about it. So, Lex, I will come with you with the wrestling analysis, your pick, and thoughts on this ladder match.
I have 3 picks. Penta El Zero Miedo, Lance Archer, or the to be announced. For me, the to be announced could be either All Ego, Ethan Page, or Tommy End. Because he's
Tommy
out,
End.
am I?
It's not gonna happen.
It's not. He's still signed.
I'm sorry, dude. He's still signed. Even though he might be trapped in a door waiting for somebody to pick a fight, he is still signed with the WWE.
Pick a door, I'll fight, knock, knock.
A fight with me.
Not ding dong, hello. It's knock, knock, punch you in the face.
I wish it was Aleister Black or Tommy End.
So there's many other people. So,
I mean,
So you got Penta and Lance, which I think both are very noticeable picks. And you also think
because I never seen a Darby versus Lance match yet.
No, we haven't.
So what happened? No.
That could be a possible match, or a Penta versus Darby match. I want to see that match. Relentless versus Zero Miedo.
Zero fear. Both those men have no fear. The things they will do to each other's bodies to get the win.
I mean, that would be a hard-hitting match between 2 guys who have zero fear, 2 guys who wear black, 2 guys who have face paint on their faces and a mask.
Well, I mean, yeah, there's a physical mask on Penta, but I get what you're saying. And then you got Lance Archer, where you got another battle of David versus Goliath, similar to what happened with Ray Phoenix, where Ray Phoenix came so close to qualifying this, but Lance was just the guy in the right spot with the blackout at the right time. But give me your thoughts on Ethan Page. Like, what sort of match could you see maybe Ethan Page bringing if he were to be involved in this and win the brass ring? While you have a Canada flag right by you.
For me, Ethan Page is gonna show up, get signed, and I don't mind him being the guy, the mystery guy in this ladder match.
I feel like the ladder match is going to surprise us with the last guy. While Ethan Page is like the most obvious pick, who knows? It might be somebody else random from Impact Wrestling. Someone alluded to, hey, why not Chris Bay be involved in this? I think that'll be very interesting. We think Chris Bay involved,
or even like TJP.
I think we're getting into something here. Maybe remember, Impact and AEW collab is still intact, right?
Pretty much.
Possibly somebody from the Impact roster could be Eddie Edwards, could be Eric Young,
Sammy Callahan.
Oh,
Sammy
God.
Callahan. Yeah, you could have
the Death Machine.
You could have Ace Austin.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Or you could have Rohit Raju. You
think about Impact, you could have anybody probably from that roster involved.
Or you could have the returning Matt Cardona again.
Always ready. He did have a match in AEW.
Ooh,
So I like what you
Or
did there.
Brian Myers.
There's a lot of speculation, but you're more so leaning towards Penta versus Darby Allin, the match you want to see the most. And I think that's a common assumption among the masses. Okay, Eric, we've all heard the classic proverb. And again, AEW taking something hypothetical, now literal. Who you think mostly needs to grab the brass ring for this TNT title opportunity?
Well, Penta has, well, many people have complained that Pentagon Jr. has not been Pentagon Jr. Like they say that not we want Lucha Underground Pentagon Jr. We don't want whatever you are right now.
Bring in Ben Carroll.
I have four things I want to say. One, I think Pentagon Jr. is going to be the one to win this. Two, Lance Archer is probably going to do something suicidally insane, like moonsault off a ladder.
Good God.
Good God, man.
Three,
I can see that.
Three, I think Cody Rhodes is probably going to get screwed out of it somehow. But four is the surprise factor. Now, we've all talked about Impact Wrestling and AEW, but did everyone just forget there's another partner in this factor?
No, because I want to see Rocky Romero because I know they work for NJPW.
NWA.
NJPW, Lex.
Here's my bold prediction for the TNT title. It could be somebody from NWA, possibly that.
Maybe, but they also are bringing themselves back, starting with the pay-per-view later this month, back in the fight.
Yeah,
so.
But you want to know who I think might be the secret surprise?
Who you got?
Let's see. If this is just my speculation, what if it's from a certain club?
Whoa. What are you trying to start here? Are you saying somebody from the Bullet Club?
Yeah. What if it's like maybe Chase Owens?
ELP?
Whoa.
ELP?
Well, there's a
ID Shimori?
right.
Yeah, it could be anyone from Bullet Club. It's probably not the big stars like Tamatanga, Tongaloa. Maybe Bad Luck Fale if he's interested. Imagine Bad Luck Fale and Lance Archer colliding.
Oh God, I want to see that. I mean,
maybe
somebody proposed God being involved in a tag team royale. King, you were saying something.
I said maybe Kenta, since we're on the Bullet Club subject.
That's true.
Or it could be Jay White, though.
No way. Jay White's involved in the new Japan Cup.
No.
All right, you're crazy. It's gonna be somebody. Yeah. It's gonna be someone that's been more heavily involved on New Japan Pro Wrestling's NJPW Strong. Because let's think about it. New Japan of America is really pushing forward the AEW New Japan dynamic. So I can see somebody like Danny Limelight, for example, involved in AEW Dark, maybe showing up being involved in this or Hikuleo.
Here's the guy that could possibly from NJ Strong. What? The Dirty Daddy himself.
Chris Dickinson. Yes, absolutely. He has been involved with John Moxley and Josh Bennett's Bloodsport, and he absolutely loves wrestling. I could definitely see that. That'd be a huge surprise. And that guy is no joke, despite the fact
we already had Warhorse before. Why not somebody from the Indies, like Dirty Daddy Chris Dickinson?
Well, I mean, the Indies have been a driving force for AEW this entire pandemic, and they're happy to do what they've done with the independent talent they've been able to showcase on Dark, let alone sign that AEW. Names included most recently, Sean Dean. Congratulations to the captain. So again, I could definitely see that. All right, well, good stuff, everybody. And some other people, they said, oh, could be somebody on the roster like Eddie Kingston or Sonny Kiss. I think that's highly unlikely, though Eddie Kingston, he is definitely a standout on this roster. I definitely see him one day being a champion. Okay.
What if? Hey, wait! Before we go to what if the captain was the mystery man?
That'd be a little bit of a. I feel like mystery man has to be somebody that is not known to be part of the All Elite roster. That's my personal opinion.
Or a free agent.
Exactly, and they're still out there. But who, what, where, and when? We'll find out Sunday.
Imagine.
Hey, wait. Before you continue, sorry, I'm trying to
imagine if it was it's a long shot, but what if the mystery man was Leo Rush?
I was just about to say that. I was just about to say that.
He's an MLW champion. He's a AAA cruiserweight champion. He's coming to collect.
Man of the night.
And I'm pretty sure Kenny Omega would be pissed at that because there's only one belt collector.
That's right. It's Kenny Omega still holds the AAA Mega Championship. You might
Kenny Omega still owns that title, the collector.
You might be starting something, Lex. Someone's trying to be Ultimo Dragon here, and Kenny Omega, I think, wants to surpass that. But I like what you did there. Again, there's a lot of speculation, guys, but we're going to have to wait and see. I think it could be somebody from Strong. If not, it's got to be Ethan Page. Even though, he was not signed by anybody else. We have missed him MIA. We know it's not Sean Spears because he came back with the family helping Tully and FTR. Talk about Canadian influence. Don't start, Casey.
Right.
Save it for WrestleMania. All right, let's get back.
All right.
Let's move forward to our next match. We got 3 matches left. Our next match features Sting back in action. Has not seen real in-ring wrestling action since what happened in the other company. It's Sting and Darby Allin taking on Brian Cage and Ricky Starks in a street fight. And honestly, it's a battle of hoodlums versus, well, assassins. I feel like with everything that's been going on lately, they got to give the rub to Sting. I feel Sting and Darby Allin have to win this. This feels like 2 matches. We're stopping the whole idea of Darby Allin feuding with Team Taz, preferably Ricky Starks, which is really what this all started with. And we're seeing who really is going to push the team further. Sting as Darby Allin's mentor or Taz as all these other guys' mentor, including his son. In my opinion, I feel like Sting and Darby Allin has to win this, with Darby Allin having the inevitable TNT title match this Wednesday. That's all I got to say about that. Eric, I will start with you. Your thoughts on this story, the Sting comeback, and do you see Sting and Darby Allin winning?
Well, yeah, Sting and Darby are definitely going to win, especially since Darby's a champion. And, you got to make the champion look strong.
Right.
But me and several people were talking about this. We were like, they never did explain why Sting is so interested in Darby Allin. They never gave that explanation.
No, it was like assumed, basically.
Yeah, and I threw out several theories of what they could do with the story between Sting and Darby. Because one thing I was talking about with somebody with 2 people was that methinks is that Sting looks at Darby and does see Crow Sting, the most famous Sting version we've got, but he sees his pre-Crow self in him. The Stinger that did the similar insane moves of his time, just like Darby does now. The story could be Sting wanting to do what the past did for him as a mentor.
Yeah.
But then I was thinking, let's go a little bit different. What if Sting wants to reject what the 90s did to him, where everything was all dark and edgy and everyone's anti-hero? And Sting wants to make sure Darby doesn't want Darby to just be the dark, brooding anti-hero like the 90s were, what it did to all of them. Because really think about it. Do you know how many people does everyone actually remember Surfer Sting, the blonde hair, American Pie, and going insane? Does anyone even remember that one?
I do not, but I know that what Sting was originally. He was like their ultimate warrior.
I watched old footage of that, and I sort of remember.
Yeah, but
I was not born around that time. But
every time when you think Sting, you most likely think of Crow Sting, most likely. Since that's
exactly.
Yep.
What if Sting is wanting to be a veteran who feels like trying to retire the Crow, the Stinger stuff, trying to recapture his priest magic by trying to make Darby reject the brooding stuff he is?
I mean, again, psychological warfare. Sting and Darby Allin, they've been doing it through these silent black and white vignettes. I could definitely see that maybe being a foundation that could devolve into maybe a Sting test for Darby Allin to go towards the direction you're thinking. But for now, I think it's still, underlying details. Because remember, folks, the only thing that's for sure about Sting is, never mind. Anyway, I like what you did there. But again, we also saw the subtle interaction with Cody, and he said, "See you around, kid." I think inevitably we're setting up Cody and Sting for a clash. But again, that might be a whole different tangent too, and maybe it won't even involve the TNT title because again, Cody has a chance to go after the TNT title again. Imagine, and this will break the internet like, give me a break. If Cody does win the ladder match, we visit Darby Allin and Cody, where Darby Allin this time gets another win, but Sting's there just being a presence, and that somehow plays into the finish non-contact wise. So again, there's a lot of different ways this can go, but the bottom line is still believes, in my opinion, that Sting and Darby Allin have to win this. But I like the way you're trying to take this story.
Especially since it's most likely a cinematic match.
It sounds like it's going to be cinematic, but we saw Sting take a couple of bumps. We saw Sting really give a few bumps.
Yeah, and I wish the doctors came out and confirmed Sting you take a bump instead of, scaring us half to death.
Yeah, I was like, oh God, Brian Cage killed him. He broke his back. And then Sting did the stare, wide-eye stare, like he
and then grabbing his neck, and I was like, please tell me he did not just take it.
But he took it, and then he gave it back to both Ricky Starks and Brian Cage. And again, he also said he wants to be involved in cinematic matches. So I feel like there's going to be a bit of wrestling and cinematic elements to this too. It's going to be interesting what AEW does with this.
It's not going to be Kenta Omega versus Archer and
Oh
Moxley.
hell no, not at all. No way.
It's not going to be that.
No.
Potatoes got flying everywhere.
Can you remember the last time a potato got involved in a wrestling match?
Well, I can remember the last time a coconut got involved.
That was on a Roddy Piper hitting Jimmy Snuka days.
Oh God! Oh man, that's such a good callback. God.
Wait, coconut. This reminds me of those SpongeBob coconuts, like doom.
Doink. That sound effect. I got your name with a coconut. All right, we're going off a tangent here. Lex, your thoughts on this street fight? Do you got Darby Allin and Sting winning? Oh gosh.
I think here's what the scenario is gonna. Sting and Darby gonna win, but Sting and Darby gonna take out the numbers first.
Like maybe you find Ricky Starks and Brian Cage with all Team Taz. They do like a Scooby-Doo thing, slowly split up, and we just find them all being picked up one by one, and all you hear is a crow caw in a dark, abandoned warehouse.
It all comes down to 2-on-2. You take out the three men, Taz, Hook, and Will Hobbs.
Thank you for calling him Will Hobbs, not Powerhouse Hobbs, because I believe first names should matter. But again, we have no idea what this is going to be.
Correction. Will Powerhouse Hobbs.
Now that makes more sense. Yes. And I do believe they will come and play in this match, but if this is cinematic, I definitely see some way Sting and Darby Allin gets rid of them or isolates them. Because again, on the graphic, it's simply Brian Cage and Ricky Starks with Taz.
Wait. Eric. I think like Noah said, the Scooby-Doo type, the word is split up. We get that point. You know how dark and brooding are both of Darby and Sting are, and they're gonna take it out like how the Undertaker takes out the people, or like how John Cena took out the Nexus, take them one by one.
Whack with a chair, but Sting's gonna use a bat.
Yeah, he's gonna go full on swinging on Team Taz like it was baseball.
He's not going to miss though, like he did one of those windows in the warehouse, right? Because he literally missed one of the windows when he was bashing it in that promo.
And I hope Darby uses his skateboard, grabs a bat while skating and whacks someone with a skateboard. I would want to see that.
I think he's going to use the same skateboard he literally sliced Ricky Starks back with and give Ricky Starks, again, basically nightmares, because that was a ridiculous spot. And literally, Ricky Starks was so much in pain, he was shocked, couldn't move. And afterwards, he's like, this is what happens in wrestling. Call me masochist, but I'm okay with taking these bumps. I'm like, you crazy son of a bitch. But I digress.
But he didn't feel any pain after taking a shower, right? He said in the podcast.
That is true. Again, some people, they live off pain. Tomohiro Ishii, Exhibit A. Eric, you had another thought before I go down to Casey?
Okay, I just realized something. Since they've been bringing in cars and everything, I was thinking, what if they did a sequel to Sammy Guevara's golf cart incidents? But Darby or Sting ran Powerhouse Hobbs or Taz's son with a car or with a bat involved in it.
And we see Taz for the first time ever, not angry but sad, like, what the hell? You son of a bitch! You ran with my son! I would love to see Taz just break down like that, because an angry Taz is funny, but a really pissed off Taz is a pipe bomb in itself, waiting to happen of emotions. I like that idea a lot. Okay, Casey, your thoughts on this match? Who do you got?
All right. Who do I got in this match? is Sting and Darby Allin, because there's no way in hell that they're going to let Sting lose his first match back in the ring since 2015. And what I say what's going to happen in the match is Sting and Darby Allin, because they're going to take out Will Hobbs, Taz's son Hook, and I say Taz's son Hook is going to be, I say Taz's son Hook, if he interferes, what I say is the golf cart, if he gets hit by the golf cart, just like Sammy Guevara did that one time, I can see Taz saying, "You son of a bitch, you ran over my son." Yep. And I say a pissed off Taz is the most dangerous Taz, and Taz will not get involved due to his neck being fucked up.
That's why he's not physically involved.
Many years of injury they suffered in ECW, and he and Sting and Darby Allin are gonna win this match, but I see them taking out Will Hobbs and Hook just so they can eliminate the odds being stacked against them. And Brian Cage, I can see him getting taken out first. Brian Cage and Will Hobbs are going to be taken out first, right, because they're two of the biggest, strongest guys in FTW. And then they're going to go after the guy, then they're going to go after Hook last, where Brian Cage and Will Hobbs are not there to help him. And then they're going to somehow kayfabe injure Taz's son Hook. So, and Brian Cage and Will Hobbs will be nowhere to be found. Then Sting and Darby Allin will have Ricky Starks and whatever the other dude's name is to themselves.
All right.
And overall, I see that playing out.
Yeah, I feel like Ricky Starks is the guy being set up here. Now, if the car spot happens, King, imagine they do a South Park spot where it is his son that's run over. Ricky Starks sees this and he's like, "Oh my God, they killed Hook." And then Taz comes out, "You bastards!" But anyway, I'm just saying because we know AEW likes to fall on pop culture. But King, your brief thoughts on this tag match. Who you got? Darby Allin and Sting or Team Taz by some miracle?
I got Darby and Sting, and I like how Casey and Lex touched on the fact that it's all about the numbers game, because basically when Team Taz, you got to deal with not only Brian Cage and Ricky Starks, but you also got to deal with Will Powerhouse Hobbs and Hook. We all know how factors they could be in this match.
Oh, yeah.
And from the beginning of this feud, I was not, like Eric touched on it, because nobody explained why is Sting so interested in Darby this heavily. Like, what's going on? Can you give us a brief explanation of what's going on here? Like, I was not really sold on the feud, but until Sting took that bump, I was like, okay, now this feud is turned into a full 180. Like, okay, I'm solely focused on this now. So, because they gave us a really slow buildup, and I mean, it was really slow. I really didn't think it was going to go anywhere at first. But now I am looking forward to this match, and I think this match is going to be a sleeper, even though it's a cinematic match. I think this match is going to be a sleeper, and I got Sting and Darby like winning this match, because you got to make your TNT champion look strong, especially on pay-per-view. Especially.
He's got a match on Wednesday too. All right, gentlemen. Very good thoughts all around. And again, it seems like the formula now for AEW pay-per-views, we've got to have some sort of cinematic match. It sounds like it's going to be it. And with the fact that we now have an agreement with Cinemark in AEW, who are literally showcasing AEW in select theaters, I think having a cinematic match basically fits the venue and writes itself and might be a thing going forward. I'm very curious how this is all going to go as far as like ticket sales and presentation and viewership goes in theaters. I only hope it furthers professional wrestling and helps AEW, and maybe they do more of this. Kudos to them, by the way.
The industry need help.
Yeah, tell me about it. Distribution. All right. Let's move on. We have a big money match. And I'm not saying that just because it's a buzzword, buzz quote, blah, blah, blah. Sold to us by Robotic Michael Cole more times than I can count. Literally, it's big money match as Heyman Page versus Matt Hardy, where the winner will receive the loser's quarter one earnings in its entirety. I think this match pretty much writes itself because the story here is Hardy Enterprises versus Heyman and the Dark Order as the Heyman ultimately tries to find his identity, but also where he fits in AEW. I have the Hangman winning. Simple as that. And this will continue, I feel like, all the way to Double or Nothing, where we ultimately will have a stand stampede with the Dark Order and Hangman and Matt Hardy and his Enterprises. And by the end of it, I think Heyman officially joins the Dark Order and then goes on forward to go after the AEW World Championship. And that's all I gotta say. King, your thoughts on this match?
I got Hangman. I got Hangman winning this. I mean, it's simple as that because the Dark Order is going to get involved. We know how many members there in the Dark Order. We got Silver, we got Reynolds, we got Uno, we got Stu, we got 5, we got 10. Negative one might play a factor in this. I mean, and then you just got Private Party and TH2 with Matt, and I mean, they're gonna do everything in their power to make sure Adam gets the W. So that way, we're gonna probably still continue the story of the Dark Order still trying to get Hangman, possibly.
But possibly, you're right, because it's like he's not firm. Dark Order's not upset. Dark Order still wants him. Hangman seems reluctant, but kind of trusts the Dark Order, etc. As the Hangman still is basically battling himself. Eric, your thoughts on this entire Hangman journey, basically, is what it really comes down to, and this match.
All roads shall lead to gold and an Omega. But I had an idea. I came up with an idea. Since Big Money Matt is no doubt obviously portraying Vince as the money-making SOB and unreasonable price taking, what if... Okay, remember how we paint the narrative that Vince will try to hurt people by going after their loved ones as a psychological attack? Like how people joke now. When I joke saying that Pete and Royce's mother went ahead and said, give other women a chance. And I was like, well, should we be expecting Pete and Royce to suffer the consequences?
Hey.
I was thinking, like, what if Matt Hardy during the match or after the match is trying to further create the self-loathing doubt in Hangman by paying off the computer guy, the production crew to play the videos of Hangman being rejected by the Elite and not being there for Full Gear.
Yeah, for further that depression amongst himself and really where he stands in AEW. By the way, Vince, go F yourself for not pushing Raw Town and Peyton Royce. But I like that. And again, I feel like it all comes down to the guy that was initially you thought would be our AEW World Champion. Came up short against what's coming on, Chris Jericho. Had a weird impromptu run with the tag titles. Felt like he finally was above the Young Bucks shell at least, but he still was kind of in the shell of the Elite as he was still part of the Elite. And they went on an ultimate run, but once they lost them, basically everything fell out from there. Heyman found himself outside the Elite, and then Heyman found himself outside of Omega's picture, and look who's on top with all the gold while he's in a tunnel, not even drinking anymore, not even drinking the same way it seems. He honestly don't know if drinking can even bring him happiness, I think, anymore. But I'm sure this person will definitely talk about that a little bit.
And I definitely do see Matt trying to exploit the past into Hangman's subconscious.
Definitely. It wouldn't surprise me if he tries to, literally bring up more memories during this match or even tries one of Hangman's moves himself. This is the first time in a while Matt Hardy will be involved in a singles wrestling match. No extreme antics, no cinematic outtakes. It's a straight up
and no stupid decisions because Matt and Tony Khan were morons that day.
Yeah, but again, Tony Khan, I guess he says he's going to try to learn from his mistakes, but no one's perfect. And again, I can't hold mistakes against anybody if they're willing to try and correct themselves, let alone admit it. But I digress. All right, Mr. Whiskey Man, talk to me, Lex. Do you got the Heyman winning and buying drinks for the Dark Order? How you see this match playing out?
Yeah, Mr. Whiskey Man right here. I vote for my boy Hangman Page, my whiskey brother.
Jack Daniels, be proud of you both. All right.
hey, if Jack Daniels gets sponsored me, give me all of your keg and barrels of whiskey, and I'll have it a lifetime supply of it. I will be the happiest cowboy in the Southeast Asia.
Well, God help your liver. All right, so far it's Hangman. Hangman.
I'll drink responsibly. I'll just have those drinks for those moments where I could celebrate myself for achieving.
Right. As long as you're responsible, they're not going to get out of your case. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm straight edge for life. All right, Casey, you're first in this match. Who's winning?
I say Adam Hangman Page is winning over Matt Hardy, and I see him doing a good deed, and that's buying drinks for the Dark Order. So therefore, that's him wanting to get into the Dark Order.
I hope he buys him. I hope he buys him chilies.
And Brody Lee, God rest his soul. But if Brody Lee was here to see this, he would never allow Adam Hangman Page to be in the Dark Order.
That'd be an interesting take.
He would be eating a discus clothesline from Brody Lee a long time ago.
Well, I mean,
Brody Lee was still alive.
He wanted him in the Dark Order at one point, and then it was like he signed for it, but he never got a response. And then we saw what that led to, as again, Brody Lee literally called Evil Uno, get a bunch of papers, and hit yourself with them. Fuck! Hey.
Who's got papers for me? Who's got papers?
And by the way,
Stu, this motherfucker getting
by the way,
your food.
Use it. No, wait. Wait, Brody Lee. You little bitch.
Oh my gosh. Oh,
God,
man.
I miss that guy. I miss that dude.
Rest his
God
soul.
rest his soul.
Yeah. All right, guys. Calm down. And I'm just going to say this. Shout out to Shaquille O'Neal and that subtle tribute to Brody Lee with an amazing powerbomb. Respect.
Exactly right. Amen to that.
All right,
is a real gentleman.
We've had a hell of a talk. We've talked about a lot of things. It doesn't get any crazier of a finale, though, than this. It's finally time for the main event. Kenny Omega with Don Callis, the current AEW World Champion. He will be defending his title against Moxley in an exploding barbed wire death match. Holy effing shit. Now, Kenny Omega was nice enough to actually give us the rules and the blueprints and the outlook of this match. It will be 3 sides of ring ropes wrapped in barbed wire. Contact with barbed wire triggers explosives on corresponding sides. The triple hell, though, will be 3 zones on the floor wired with explosives. And this match cannot go longer than 30 minutes because there's a 30-minute countdown timer until all explosives in and out around the ring detonate. And according to Kenny Omega, he has a plan in place for Jon Moxley where he plans to trap him and set him on fire. God help both these men's souls, but the pioneer himself, Toshi Onita, praised both these men and thought that this is going to be spectacular and a fitting end to this rivalry. After Omega declared this to prove why he is the best in the world and get rid of the Jon Moxley problem once and for all. Now, this has been an incredible story. This goes way longer than Winter is Coming. This right here is a definitive end to this rivalry for now. There's so much to say, and I can tell Eric's anticipation. We want to save the best for last. So let's go around and talk about the story, what we think is going to ensue, and ultimately what all this will lead to. And guess who I'm starting with first? Casey! Your thoughts on the exploding barbed wire death match. Who survives and takes the gold at the end of the night?
All right. Here's what I think. I think Jon Moxley may possibly regain the AEW world title. And I say you never know what Don Callis will do. I say Moxley will definitely beat the shit out of Don Callis in this match if he gets involved. And this match is going to be a straight up drag out brawl. And both of these guys, this barbed wire death match, both of these guys are going to be busted open greatly. It's going to be, these guys are going to be a bloody mess during this barbed wire match. And with the explosives being around the ring and all that, God help one of these dudes going around these explosives. And I don't know. I wonder how the hell is their ears are going to be when those explosives go off. They better give whoever, better give John Moxley and Kenny Omega earplugs or something to protect their hearing in this match. And same with Don Callis as well, because it's going to be loud as fuck and ears are going to be ringing inside their head while they're wrestling. But both of these guys are going to be battered, bruised, bloodied, and both gone to the hospital at the end of the night. Because as JR would say, as God is my witness, someone's going to maybe broken in half. Or somebody stop the damn match. Enough is enough.
Well
Therefore,
said.
John Moxley takes the AEW World Title at the end of the night, but I'll never count out Kenny Omega one bit.
Holy hell, man. That is a hell of a prediction. All right. Lex, you're next. You're Foss in the Exploding Barbed Wire Death Match. Who survives and leaves with the gold?
I've watched a couple of barbed wire death matches with explosions I researched it before going into this Revolution match. My God, this one is gonna be the most insane barbed wire death matches up to date. We've seen it in Japan, but this one in the modern set era, man, bodies are gonna be broken out, shards are gonna be flying. I hope there's nobody dies in this match.
Same here.
Dear God.
Wait. No, I mean literally die, because literally that's the explosion, right?
Can't afford it. They can't afford a Matt Hardy disaster.
Yeah,
No,
we cannot
but again,
afford.
I mean, the Matt Hardy disaster didn't
Whoa,
involve
wait.
Steve Four.
Okay, we cannot afford Renee Young to be a widow.
Oh God.
Oh,
Oh
no.
goodness.
I want John
Good Lord.
Moxley's. I got John Moxley's kid to grow up and see his daddy still alive and kicking. Okay, that's what I want for it. Anyways, I see Kenny Omega winning this match because John Moxley is gonna take his time away from the pregnancy of his wife. And
I
yes,
agree.
this could go in all the way around. Good Brothers might be involved, or it might go down to the wire. The Good Brothers might end up flying to a exploding barbed wire. John Moxley, or maybe Don Callis might take a bump towards an exploding barbed wire. And anything is possible in this. For me, God forbid us someone's life get taken in this match. But let's just hope for the safety of everyone in this match. I hope we get our money's worth, our entertainment's worth for this match. And I hope we have a good shit revolution coming this Sunday.
Exactly.
Amen to that, brother. Well said. And again,
Right.
Atsushi FN Onita, the pioneer and innovator behind this match, surviving to tell us the tales of this match.
You make a very valid point there, Lex, with Kenny Omega retaining the AEW World Title in the main event, because for one, you can't forget Renee is pregnant for one.
Yes.
And Moxley's chances are he's the underdog right now in this match, because Kenny Omega is currently the betting favorite, because when you look at it, Renee is currently pregnant, and I don't think John Moxley is going to want to win the AEW World Title. He's going to want to take time off and be there for the birth of his child.
I
That's
think
how I look at it.
somewhere down the line, John Moxley is going to be champion again under different.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, but we've learned one thing about John Moxley and his love for wrestling. He does not need to go to prove to you why he loves this and why everyone else thinks he is the best. And after that promo where he says, if this is the way I go out, it's a hell of a way to go out, I think the story writes itself. I personally believe Kenny Omega has to move forward to continue his saga as the belt collector and to ultimately prove why he is the best in the world, which is why this match, proposed, by the way, by Tony Khan, is happening in the first place. As far as anyone else getting involved, you are stuck in gear, stupid crazy, to be anywhere near this environment unless you're in a bomb suit. And God help the referee in a bomb suit and Kenny Omega and John Moxley involved.
This match will remind you of a World War II where landmines are in.
Oh, God, yeah.
It's a war. It's a war zone. It's Armageddon. It is literally where you test your will and your life as a wrestler.
Okay.
Oh, God, I just remember
not,
something.
not to be a person who's more. This is what pro wrestling is about that WWE cannot even do in this modern era. But AEW
Not in a million years.
Not in a million years, but but this match will remind you of ECFNW.
Oh, yeah.
If no one knows anything about barbed wire or death matches or exploring barbed wire death matches in this country, you will learn what they are come Sunday, and you will never forget it, but you probably will never want to see it again if you're screaming.
Moxley is a veteran of this game.
Yeah.
And Kenny Omega is playing on John Moxley's own game, but if he has to win, I mean, Kenny Omega has to win a game of John Moxley's own match stipulation. This is John Moxley specialty. He was born and bred in a death match situation.
Yep.
CCW.
CCW, yeah.
Name it.
I mean, John Moxley could even thrive in an ECW setting. Imagine John Moxley versus New Jack. Holy hell, that will be a whole killing match.
Fuck.
Considering how much New Jack is a kind of a real life psychopath, I'm pretty sure that would be the terrible idea since he's like a certain race.
Yeah.
Or
terrible.
Imagine Tommy Dreamer versus John Moxley, Tommy Dreamer versus Sandman, Tommy Dreamer versus Rob Van Dam.
He still goes, and a lot of those matches has happened. He's been involved in Impact Wrestling.
Let's be real. Let's be real.
I got one.
Okay.
John Moxley versus Sabu in ECW.
And back in those days, that would rock. But Eric, you got to before I give it to.
Hear me out. Wait.
Calm down.
Talk.
Calm down. You guys are fantasy booking, but the match is already in play. Some of these people have been involved in this type of match, not even in this type of match. And you're talking about extremists. Eric, you got a brief thought before I give the floor to King. What was on your mind?
We all know it. Cactus Jack versus John Moxley would have killed everything.
There you go. Enough said.
Or Bam Bam Bigelow versus John Moxley.
Oh, God rest his soul. All right, guys. We fantasy book. We've talked. We've stammered enough. Let's give the floor now to King because he's been pacing. He's wearing a freaking Omega Elite shirt, and I can only imagine what's going through his mind because he's never seen Kenny Omega in this situation, nor this serious. King, your thoughts on this match?
Let's go back to 2019 when this all started. Moxley came out of the crowd at Double or Nothing at Las Vegas. And what did he do? He went straight after Kenny Omega. I never thought I would see the day whenever he left for WWE that he was going to go straight after the Best Bout Machine. Then that led to Fyter Fest and a Lights Out Unsanctioned. Then it led to Winter is Coming. I mean, not Winter is Coming, but Full Gear of 2019. And then we got Winter is Coming, and here we are. We're right back to what it all started in 2019, but we're just adding layers to this story. Now it's basically the final part to this story. What's going to happen? Let's see. If you listen to Moxley's promo, he basically broke it down of what this barbed wire death match is going to be. And if that didn't give you a picture of what's going to happen on Sunday, you ain't got no soul, in my opinion. So what's basically going to happen, and Lex, I'm glad you touched on that. Kenny Omega is stepping foot into Moxley's game. Moxley's a veteran of this. CCW, those days. So basically, this ain't nothing new from Mox. Kenny, he's getting accustomed to Moxley's style, and he's evolving. But yet, I go back to saying, where was the best belt machine? Where's the cleaner that everybody's been talking about? Where's this New Japan Pro Wrestling? You know, Kenny Omega 5-star, 6-star on Dave Meltzer's star rating, where Okada and all that. Where's that at? And all of a sudden, ever since he heard that, he's basically shown you it's never left. He was just waiting his time to basically give y'all the weight to the buildup of what the Kenny Omega we are all accustomed and love and respect in this game. But my final decision stands. Y'all see I'm wearing the shirt. I'm going Omega.
I think everyone can.
That was a hell of a breakdown.
All right.
All of a breakdown is right.
Damn good stuff, King. Respect. All right. Now, Eric, you're the guy that sees the stories, that figure about how it works with other universes, comic and beyond. King gave you a run for your money. I saved you for best for last. I saved you for a reason. Break it down, your thoughts, the aftermath, everything. The floor is yours.
King, you've seen that match, right? You've seen the match on TV.
All right.
Lucky, damn it, Lucky.
I lived it. I was there live seeing Kenny Omega and John Moxley kill each other in a lights out match, so much so that the Maryland Athletic Commission fined them $10,000 for brutality.
Yep, sure did. Sure did. I read that report.
I remember that.
If barbed wire death match happened in Maryland, I'm pretty sure it would triple that, or even quadruple it, or even $100,000.
I would say they would add another zero to it, Eric, because exploring barbed wire death match is more than words. It's a reality.
Yeah, and I've been watching this all the way back from the beginning. We all saw it at the beginning. Kenny Omega, John Moxley, the original OG AEW feud.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
And now we see the culmination of 2 years. 2 years, and all of it comes back to this. Kenny Omega finally beats John Moxley in his world of violence, of gore and bloodlust.
No turning back either, and proving once for all why he is the absolute best in the world.
But I do see something else happening. Depending on if they allow it, I could see Okada showing up at the end. If
Okada shows up, I'm marking out.
If Okada, I'm on recording here. If Okada freaking shows up, I will give away, literally, I will tweet before that match begins. If Okada shows up, I will give away to a random person who retweets that particular tweet $100 gift card to Pro Wrestling Tees.
Ooh, y'all heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen.
So follow me on Twitter, folks. As soon as that match is about to start, that tweet's going out.
Hey,
period.
Speaking of that, Okada's got to take it easy with his damn back.
Yes,
he does.
I mean, he's got two slip disc in his back.
Hopefully, Shingo Takagi will force Okada to take it easy, and Okada puts Shingo Takagi over. As we're literally,
we don't need Omega and Okada right away. I say we do Rock and Cena style, 1 year build up, New Japan Pro Wrestling 50th anniversary.
Exactly. The 50th anniversary of Pro Wrestling is the 50th year is underway. The 50th anniversary is next year, and AEW is just now opening the forbidden door to even bigger things. And if the show ends with just a teaser of a ding, I think we know what's eventually to come. But
there's a chance he might not physically show up. He could still show up by video or just do his coin drop like Kenny was like, what was that?
Exactly. It shocks Kenny Omega back into reality.
Let's go crazier. What if it wasn't Kazuchika Okada? What if it's the guy that drove him out of New Japan?
Hiroshi Tanahashi. The
Go
Ace.
Ace.
Like, there's so many directions the ending could go. I do see the Good Brothers getting involved in some form or another in this match.
That's crazy.
Probably as sacrificial lambs while Don Callis is trying to leech away like the virus he once was. Everyone forgets that he was Cyrus the Virus.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Don Callis is a weird dude, man. That's pretty much simple as that. And
also, here's a question. I know this is a little off topic, but why is the best things going in wrestling have ECW related? Roman Reigns, Paul Heyman, Cyrus the Virus, Kenny Omega?
I don't know, actually. Maybe they just want that idea of that old school type no F's attitude in their wrestlers as their top guys are nowadays. I mean, AEW pushing the margin alone on its TV rating being above what WWE is, as WWE's trying to go back to what they were before PG. But so far, it's only working to a degree with what they're doing with Roman and Heyman. I feel like WWE's more experimenting this. AEW is trying to enforce this. But go ahead.
Yeah, here's a question. If Florida looks at that match, do you think they'll say, okay, we're charging you for this? This was way too over the top. Because let's be real, this is going to surpass Flights Out.
I would imagine Tony Khan's been planning for this since Jon Moxley showed up in AEW, and the fact that he owns the building. I feel like he's already planned ahead, like, oh, I know there's probably going to be a fine. I can pay that. But I'm sure you all can agree with me.
Like, Kenny's the one, Tony admitted that, Kenny's the guy that proposed the idea of let's do this death match.
There you go, because Kenny Omega wants to surpass Jon Moxley and his world and prove why he's the best personal wrestler in all the arts. And that includes not just classic, not just mat, not just technical, not just theatric. It has to include death matches. And it doesn't get into a crazier death match than an exploding barbed wire death match.
There is a third
are at a
possible
30-second timer.
Appearance.
What?
There is one more third possible surprise appearance that he has the least likely to show up.
And who would that be?
Me.
Well, after March, it's Rebellion, and Rich Swann has some unfinished business with the belt.
That is true. That is very true. But you wonder where Rich Swann's mind's at. Is it on Moose, or does he still want redemption after Kenny Omega pinned him in that?
Well, I'm pretty sure Rich Swann hasn't brought up the whole. Wait, why is Kenny Omega's logo on the Rebellion poster?
Yeah,
that is right.
Very subtle note, but you're absolutely right. The Omega symbol is on there. Whoop! Lex just dropped. I think his device might have died. We'll see what happens in the chat. But to be fair, guys, the bottom line is this. AEW Revolution can surpass what happened last year. Can Omega change the world of professional wrestling through this match? He's back. All right, good deal. And what is going to be our final thoughts when the dust settles, the smoke clears, the charred, exploded, scarred, bloody bodies of Jon Moxley and Kenny Omega are in front of us, and this thing's over? Because I guarantee you, this match is going to go beyond that clock, and somehow somebody's going to be laying on top for the win. I sense we are in for a very death-defying finale to the Omega Moxley story. God help us. God help them.
God help. I hope there's no limbs flying out.
God help us.
God help them both.
If anyone saw this, Lucha Underground did this kind of big match, death style match.
Hell of War, yes.
That literal human flesh was shown.
Yes. Lucha Underground was basically the first step in America to give you an idea of how far can we push the boundaries of professional wrestling. AEW, what you got in mind? Oh, I know. Exploding barbed wire death match.
So, what if Kenny Omega or Jon Moxley actually tear flesh from their bones?
Oh my God!
It very well could happen. God,
it could happen. It could very well happen.
Oh,
like Randy Orton did that.
Again,
remember when
Holly chills thinking that?
Oh my gosh. Well, Guys, we can talk
Jesus,
about
get
this.
the chills.
We can talk about this all night, but believe it or not, we officially are into Saturday here in the Midwest.
Yeah.
So I think for the
Yep.
first episode
Yeah,
of
same here in
not
the East.
AW Sparks, second year for me, but truly, guys, we just started something. We just changed the internet. This was the debut episode of the ATW View. The topic tonight was AEW Revolution. And I think we basically covered everything that possibly could happen, want to happen, will happen, and what we think might happen too. So, gentlemen, I thank you so much. And I hope everybody who listens to this or sees this on video enjoyed this simple chat too. But we have other stuff as well to do. So I must bid you fine gentlemen a fine adieu.
Wait, I'm still the host. So if you log out, that means I'm the only host. So you have to
exactly. So
You might
if
need to
Eric has a
remove it.
lasting thought, you guys could be with him, but Lex, well, I think Lex is about to tune out because he has training to do. And literally, guys, we got a few hours till New Japan. But this has been the
That's
ATW
right.
View. I have been Noah Foster. This has been the Inquisitor, Eric Brown, Near Reality Entertainment, the King, Anthony, the Meme King, and also very inquisitive and very insightful Casey Flynn, and the Enforcer, the In-Trainee, the Freshly Squeezed Lex. We are ATW, and I hope you enjoyed this fresh view of all things wrestling, primarily AEW Night and Revolution 2. We'll be back maybe next week with, I'm sure, some takeaways from Revolution and maybe some other stuff regarding what's going on in the world of wrestling, maybe WWE,
Yep.
APW too.
Mhm.
But I usually close with a Kenny Omega thing, but I'm not going to do that because, again, this is ATW View. We are one of a kind. I'm not going to play off somebody else. So I'm simply going to say this. If you are a fan of all things wrestling, follow any of us on Twitter. We'll be happy to talk and negotiate with you. It's all about a positive, open-minded, equality environment of thoughts and conscious thinking and fandom at the end of the day. We all have our faves. We all have our dislikes. We all have our rants. Fuck you, Vince McMahon. But I digress.
Oh, Vince.
And
as
of
well,
course, we
Vince.
also have our own fandom of wrestling to our own degree in our own hearts. So on behalf of my family and my crew here in ATW, I think this is where we will conclude the first episode of the ATW View. And I think there's many more to come. Take care, enjoy life. Tomorrow's never guaranteed. Treasure your families. Enjoy wrestling. There's more of it now than ever. Find some promotion, company, character, something that can connect with you. Make a fan out of somebody that's not a fan. Make a friend out of it too. Until the next video, I hope you all enjoy Revolution. Protect your stomachs. And again, God help John Moxley and Renee Paquette especially, because I'm pretty sure Renee will not be watching this. We will see you next
Exactly
time
right.
on the
And if something
ATW
happens to John
View.
Moxley, I'm pretty sure Renee will kill him herself.
I'm pretty sure Renee Paquette's going to beat the living daylights out of John Moxley the moment she sees him, after she calms down, after what she eventually is going to see, whether it's on TV, on pay-per-view, or on her own physical husband too. That's all, folks, for now. Thanks again for tuning in to the ATW View. Goodbye and good night.